Children, this is part 2 of electricity. We'll see the topics now. Symbols of some commonly used components in circuit diagrams. So, these are the symbols. This is of cell, battery. You can see this is positive and this is negative. Switch open means circuit is open, that is switch is off. Closed switch means switch is on and circuit is closed. This is joint and this is wire crossing without joining, electric bulb, resistor, variable resistor or rheostat symbol you can see, ammeter and voltmeter. Okay, so the main topic today is Ohm's law. Ohm's law. What is this law? That how much voltage you will give in a circuit, that much current you will be able to generate. This is the law. So you can see from this diagram, what do we conclude? That if only one cell is there in circuit, like if somebody is joining like this, and then only one cell is there in the circuit, so some current will be read by the ammeter. Let that current be something, let it be 1 ampere. Okay, now the second student is performing the experiment and he connects his wire here. So now how many cells are there in circuit? Cell number 1 and cell number 2. 2 cells are there. So voltage is increased. So the current read by the ammeter would be more. Let it be 2 ampere. So you can see we are increasing the voltage in the circuit. Current is also increasing. Similarly, if you wish, you can employ all 3 cells or all 4 cells. Okay, more the voltage, more will be the current. This is Ohm's law. So generally we draw a circuit diagram like this. So you all have to draw this diagram, the circuit diagram in the topic of Ohm's law. This is your resistor, this is some wire. Okay, so this resistor is some wire that we have connected. In parallel we connect voltmeter that everyone knows. Okay, in series we connect ammeter and this is battery. So what will take care that where the positive of battery is there, okay, there only will mark the positive of ammeter and the other one will be negative. So this is positive. So this side of voltmeter will be positive and other will be negative. So this is how we need to draw a circuit diagram for Ohm's law. So let us see what is the statement of Ohm's law. So the statement is the potential difference V is directly proportional to current, provided there is some condition that need to be fulfilled, that is provided temperature remains the same. Temperature remains constant, that is physical condition, room temperature, etc. are not changed. This statement is called Ohm's law. So basically the potential difference is directly proportional to current. This is the statement. So we'll see how to write it mathematically. We can write like this. Voltage, that is potential difference, is directly proportional to current. So when we remove proportionality, then we know that some constant comes, right? V as it is constant and then I, this constant is R. So our actual equation of Ohm's law becomes V is equal to IR. And what is R? R is called resistance of the material, the wire. Now what is resistance? That is opposition to the flow of current. You can see it is the property of the conductor of the wire to resist, to oppose the flow of charges, or you can say the flow of current through it. The property to oppose the flow of current. The property to oppose flow of current through a material. Current or charges, you can write both. Coming to next. Okay, the SI unit of resistance is Ohm, OHM, and it is represented like this. R is a new unit, new quantity that have been introduced to us, that is resistance. Its SI unit is Ohm. And how do we denote? We denote it like this. This is Greek symbol. Okay, so we have to define 1 ohm. So as per Ohm's law, what equation do we have? V is equal to IR, that is V is equal to V by I is equal to R. V is proportional to I, removing proportionality, we get V is equal to IR. So what is R from here? V by I. And that is what I have written here. So Potential difference SI unit is 1 volt, current is 1 ampere, resistance will be 1 ohm. So how to define 1 ohm? If the potential difference is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere, then the resistance of the conductor will be 1 ohm. If the potential difference is 1 volt, current is 1 ampere, then the resistance will be 1 ohm. So like that, resistance is labeled. Okay. Now coming to the next topic. So this is the equation of Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So I is equal to V by R. R will go down, right? So current and resistance are inversely proportional. Current and resistance are inversely proportional. In the upper quantity, that is voltage is kept constant. So what does it mean? If resistance is more, current will be less. If resistance is less, current will be more. So that means if resistance is less, current will be more. Okay, so there are certain conditions in which we need to increase or decrease current. So for that purpose, we use an electrical component which is called rheostat. Okay, rheostat is used to vary resistance in the circuit. It's an electrical component that changes resistance in the circuit, okay, and because resistance will be changed, so current will be changed. You can increase or decrease it, and earlier we have seen the symbol of rheostat. Rheostat is drawn like this. These are the two symbols. Rheostat, what will it do? It will change the resistance in the circuit. And what will you do by changing resistance in the circuit? We can change current. Like if resistance is doubled, so it is increased, no? So that will decrease. Current will become half because they are inversely proportional. I is equal to V by R. Coming to next. Now, the topic is resistance depends upon what factors? On what factors does resistance depend? On what factors does resistance depend or depend? So, first is length of the wire. It depends upon length of the wire. And how it is depending? It is directly proportional to length. So, more the length, more is the resistance. This is short length, this is long wire. Right, this is short wire, this is long wire. Okay, so long wire has high resistance. Okay, suppose this is a short wire, this is a long wire. Long wire will have more resistance. Second, it is also depending upon area of cross section. So how does it depend upon area of cross section? Resistance is inversely proportional to cross sectional area. So more the area, less is the resistance, less the area, more is the resistance. You can see here the wire is thick. We can make a thick wire. This is a thick wire. This is a thin wire. So who will have more resistance? Thin wala. Thin wire has low area, so more resistance. Thick wire has more area, so low resistance. Thick wire has more area, so low resistance. So resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So third is nature of the material. If somebody is like metal or non-metal, so metals are good conductors, so they will have low resistance. So what are the factors? Resistance is directly proportional to length. Resistance is inversely proportional to area. So we'll combine these two. Resistance will be proportional to L by A. Removing proportionality, will get a constant here. Okay, and that constant is new for us, this symbol. So this is the final formula of resistance. Resistance is equal to rho L by A. This symbol's name is rho, R-H-O, but it is denoting resistivity. Okay, symbol is rho, but it is denoting which quantity? Electrical resistivity. So, what we have seen that resistance is directly proportional to length. Resistance is inversely proportional to area of the wire. So, combining we get L by A. Removing proportionality we get rho L by A. What is rho? Rho is denoting resistivity of the material. You can see in this table here This is short length, this is long length. So long length, more resistance because they are directly proportional. Greater resistance, lower resistance. This wire is thick, and area is coming down, so they are inversely proportional. So area is more, resistance is low. So this is having low resistance. So a thick wire has low resistance. Now you can see nature of material. This is copper, aluminium. Copper is good conductor. It means resistance is low. So it also depends upon nature of material. So let us see. You can see here, this is thin wire, this is thick wire. Number of wires are there, the area is more. Area is more, resistance is inversely proportional to area, so more area, less resistance. This is having less resistance, this is having more resistance. So we'll talk more about resistivity of material. Other name is specific resistance of material. Rho's name, this is RHO, name of the symbol, but it is denoting resistivity, and other name is specific resistance of material. So what formula do we have? We have the formula R is equal to rho L by A. So what is rho from here? It is A will go this side, so R A by L. Now what is the SI unit? SI unit is ohm meter. Okay, ohm meter. We write like this, ohm meter. Now we have to define what is resistivity. Okay, so I am taking, let area of cross section be 1 meter square, let length of the wire be 1 meter. So please substitute area as 1 and length also as 1. So rho will be equal to R. So we'll define resistivity is equal to the resistance of, yes, so we can see from here that resistivity is equal to resistance. So resistivity is equal to resistance of a conductor of a wire whose area is 1 meter square, whose area of cross section is 1 meter square and length is 1 meter. Then it is equal, resistivity is equal to resistance. This is how we can define. SI unit is ohm meter. Now let us, okay, so let us see some in-text question based upon the topic that we have just learned, that is Ohm's law. How much current, how much current will an electric bulb draw from 220 volts? So this is voltage. Current is to be found. How much current they said? So I is equal to question mark. And resistance is 1200. So you can write here. We have this equation. Please substitute voltage and resistance and you can find out current. So you can see I is equal to V by R. Substitute voltage, substitute resistance, and current can be reported in amperes. How much current will an electric heater draw from this voltage? Now voltage is this and this is the resistance. So this is even simple. Put voltage, put resistance, you'll get current. Question number next. The potential difference is 60 volts or voltage is 60 volt. Current is 4 ampere. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is this? So first you have been given voltage and current. So you can find out resistance using Ohm's law's equation. V is equal to IR. Substitute V, substitute I. R can be calculated as 15 ohm, right? 16 by 4 is 15 ohm. So R is 15 ohm. Now in case 2 you have been given a new voltage. So this is your voltage. Resistance you have just found, you can use and you can find out the current now. Okay. So getting to the next question. This question is very important. A wire of given material having length L. So original length is L. Original area is A naught. Original area is A. And resistance, original resistance is 4. Now what is the formula of resistance? Rho L by A. Original not. Original resistance is equal to rho L original by A original. L original is L and area is A. So this is the equation that we will memorize. We will remember in this question. So resistance is 4 ohm. Okay, what would be the resistance of another wire of same material? Same material means rho is same. Okay, length is L by 2 and area of cross section is 2A. So new length, this dash is denoting new length is L by 2 and new area is 2A. So what will be my new resistance? Material is same, rho is same. So new length by new area. Okay, my new resistance will be equal to material is same, rho is same, new length by new area. Okay, what is my new length? It is L by 2. So you can see I am keeping rho as it is. Length is L by 2 and area is 2A. Use mathematics properly. L by 2 and 2A. So it is rho L by 4A. And rho L by A's value we have as 4 ohm original resistance. So 4 by 4 will give you 1 ohm. So this is my new resistance. This is an important question. Then few more. On what factor that resistance depends? The resistance is depending on rho L by A, that is nature of material, length of material and inversely proportional to area. Okay, you can write like this. Will the current flow more easily through thick or thin? So in thick wire, area is more, so resistance will be less. So current will flow easily through thick wire. Let the resistance of an electrical component remain constant. Potential difference is decreased to half. What change will occur in the current? So current will also reduce because they are directly proportional. If this will decrease, this will also decrease. What will happen to the current? This is the question. Why are coils of electrical toaster and electric irons made of alloy? Why do we make things out of alloy? So due to these reasons, okay? Out of these reasons, 1, 2 and yeah, these 2 reasons are more important. This is your third and this is your fourth. The resistivity of an alloy is higher than the metal. Alloys are made up of metals, okay? Alloys are made up of metals, but alloys have higher resistivity than the metal. Secondly, most important reason, resistivities of alloys don't get affected by changes in temperature. This is most important reason. Point number 2 is most important, that their resistivity do not get affected by change in temperature. Resistivity of alloy do not get affected by small changes in temperature. Second point is most important. Third, they do not oxidize, that is, they do not burn, okay, easily. They don't burn easily and they don't melt easily. They don't get deformed easily. No change in shape easily. They're strong. So, okay, all the reasons are okay, but these 2 are most important reasons that must be written if any question based upon alloy comes, that why this thing is made up of alloy. Okay, then we have to do this last question. Which among iron and mercury is better conductor? So actually they have given a table. This is a table. In this we have to see and we have to answer those. So you can see iron and mercury. This is table which is enlisting resistivities. So let us have a look at iron's value and mercury. So mercury is 10 into 10 raised to power 8 and this is 94. So its resistivity is higher. Resistivity opposition is higher. So it is bad conductor. So who's better conductor out of iron, mercury? Iron. Which material is best conductor? So you can see all the values and minimum values of this. Silver. So silver is best conductor out of this table. Okay. So you can see these tables and these values. See, rubber's resistivity is so high, 10 to the power 16, positive 16. Diamonds, paper dry. So this is how you can conclude which is good conductor and bad conductor.